AITA for feeling angry that my dad was cheated and abused by my mom? Info. I'm 19, F, Dad 52M, Mom 49F. Jason my older brother, 21M, and Ethan my youngest brother, 11M. Honestly need to vent about this to someone, because I just can't deal with how my mom went about this. So I made this throwaway to get some feedback from people who aren't involved in this mess. This has mostly to do with my mom and dad. I remember being 8 years old, waiting with my grandparents and Jason for the good news about Ethan's birth. All hell broke loose when she confessed to having an affair a few days after the birth. I don't know the details, but it was with a co-worker of some sorts. Therefore, Ethan was possibly a result of said affair. All I know was that Dad came to my grandparents bawling. I actually had to watch him hug Grandma as he cried into her shoulder. It was anyone's guess as to how this was gonna go, but somehow my mom got my dad to stay after they tested Ethan. The reconciliation lasted about 8 months before it blew up. My mom wanted to focus on the baby first and try to come back to her affair later, but my dad wanted to do both at the same time. He continued pestering her about it, and each time it would start an argument. The arguments wore down on my mother until she couldn't take it anymore, and she snapped in an awful way. They argued in their bedroom before Jason, and I heard our dad scream like a lunatic. Naturally, we rushed to see what the noise was. Our mom rushed out with one of her hands covered in blood and our dad holding his mouth sobbing. She threw an alarm clock at him, which hit him in his open mouth. She came back with some paper towels and helped him clean up while apologizing over and over. She had hit him right in his open mouth and broken 3 of his front teeth and bent his lower 2 out of alignment. She always admitted that my dad never touched her violently in their entire marriage to this day, and this was her screw-up alone. My mom never stopped feeling guilty for what she did and moved in with her parents for a short while, who looked after her to make sure something like this wouldn't happen again. He had to go to dentist multiple times to have his teeth fixed. His teeth were sort of half broken to where you could see the nerves inside of them. He was reduced to drinking from a straw or eating lukewarm soup for a week because if he tried chewing he'd just writhe in pain. Once it was clear that she was not a threat to us, my dad initiated a divorce and went for a 50-50 custody. The relationship between Jason, myself and our mom has been in a weird spot ever since. I love her, but I can't ever forget the image of my dad holding his bleeding mouth or the sight of his pieces of broken teeth on their bedroom floor. She didn't take the divorce well and started coping by turning to drinking more often. She doesn't get drunk often and never when we were in her care, but wine and beer became a common thing in the cart during grocery shopping with her. Neither parents dated anyone else. My dad was just content with being a co-parent. Mom still asks me or my siblings if dad ever mentions getting back out there, and each time it's a no. I feel that she confuses his concern for her drinking habits for romantic feelings. My dad loves her, but not that way anymore. He only wants to make sure she doesn't end up like his brother, our uncle, who got addicted to drinking and gambled his savings away before getting himself killed in an accident. So the last time she asked me, I got mad and chewed her out for it. I told her that it wasn't ever happening and she should be grateful he even let her have custody considering what she did to him. She broke into hysterics and asked if I was still mad at her for that. Honestly? Yes, I was. He didn't deserve to get hurt even if he was being pushy about his feelings. She asked how long she would have to deal with this anger. She's made an effort to atone for 10 years. She knows what she did was wrong and she regrets it every day. How she wishes she could undo what she did. I just left her house and took some time to think it over. I checked in with Ethan and he says that mom has been quieter than usual and absent-minded as of late. I guess she got what she wanted, since dad is checking in with her more than usual. I do feel awful for what I've done and I want to apologize, but I feel like she's throwing a tantrum to get back with dad. Is it normal to still feel anger over this? Even after family therapy and having individual therapy?